Hello and welcome to Talkin Baseball, one of the best playoff games you'll ever see. Good for the Guards and the Dodgers. Have they finished off Trev's Mets? Let's talk about it. Clay Holmes.
Mr. Fry, man, he better get a deal.
You were David Fry. Hello and welcome to Talkin Baseball. Both have the clutch gene. Jake Storielli, Trevor Plouffe, BBD producing. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're listening to this, subscribe to the channel. It helps. We appreciate you. You guys are the absolute
Smash
best.
the like button. Smash it.
I'm dying. My body's giving out on me. My throat and voice are giving out on me. And this throat's almost undefeated. Throws up. I love it, man. I mean, my Yanks got it. The highs of baseball and the lows of baseball today, Trevor Plouffe.
That was obviously, for you guys, an emotional roller coaster. For us, impartial fans out there, just an incredible baseball game. I watched the first part of it at home, and then I went and had a batting practice with my youth team, and they had the game on there. So we're in the cage. And before we get into it, I mean, I'm kind of setting the scenario up here. We're in the cage. I see Soto gets walked. Clase comes in to face Judge, and I go, "Hey guys, timeout. Everyone gather around. We're gonna watch this at bat."
Trev.
And boy, oh boy, did we get a treat! And then we see Stanton. We're like, "Dude, he's from the Valley. How cool is this?" Then I'm on my way home. Then I get home, and everything kind of changed there. We saw some other homers. Christmas came early. You gonna burn this thing, Pop?
Stop calling me Christmas. Yeah, let's do it. It's all brought to you by SeatGeek. Download the SeatGeek app, code JohnBoyPlayoffs10. 10% off your order, whether you're a first-time buyer or not. JohnBoyPlayoffs10. If you're gonna go to something, and whatever tickets you're looking at these days, you could use a little SeatGeek 10% off. JohnBoyPlayoffs10. This code works on tickets to anything. It doesn't matter how many times you've used. Guys, this is a no-brainer. And I do want to give our audience a compliment. This is real talk from our sales team. They said SeatGeek is very happy because our audience is awesome. And they've been using the SeatGeek code because John Boy Playoffs 10 just gives them 10% off. And SeatGeek likes that.
That seems like that's like a good thing.
Win-win. That's what I'm about, man.
Yeah.
We've been telling you this. You don't have to even know what you want to use it on yet. You can put in the code and save it for later.
Save 10%.
Just put that code in.
Trev, I didn't burn this on Talkin' Yanks, so this is a first time for the people. Yeah.
Okay.
Cleveland would try to guard their season with Matthew Stafford Boyd as he tried to ram it up the Yankees' arse, while Clark would try to Schmidt all over their season. Viva Cuervo as Jose Trevino with the RBI single. It's 1-0 Yanks. But in the third, Cleveland would hop in their Lamborghini Manzardo. Smack that over the wall. Smack that. Cleveland wants more. 2-1, make it 3 as Jimenez hits an RBI single. 3-1 into the eighth, and Class A is in session. But here comes 13 feet and 550 pounds of Californian steel. MVP Judge ties it. Giancarlo, let the rhythm take you over, Giancarlo. Te quiero, back-to-back homers. 4-3 Yanks. 5-3 after they get the insurance run, but there's no insurance for a big Christmas tree. Sing and rejoice, Noel, Noel, 2-run homer. Buenos Cantos, we're heading to extras, and the sweet potato fries are always extra. David does it again as they take down Goliath. The Guards are back as they win. 7-5 final in 10. Blah, blah, blah.
I usually get jealous, in our comment section. People are always like, Jake is just grinding. What a grinder. I'm like, you know what, Jake? But then I started to think about it, man. you're crushing it this
Let's
postseason.
go.
You know who else is crushing it? California, just exporting agriculture, gold. We had a gold rush in our state, for God's sakes. And then we also gave you Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton, not Joenski Noel. Oh,
No.
how about that one?
No.
Not sure where David Fry's from.
Oh.
If he's from California, look out.
We did this. It's Midwest, right? Or no, isn't it Northwest Louisiana College or something?
He did attend Northwest State University of Louisiana. He is born in Irving, Texas.
Okay.
I'm trying to find a high school.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I like Texas ball players. I do.
David Fry.
Jakey. I know you guys were watching
yeah.
this live. I saw a bunch of the reactions. I don't want to start with the homers. I know it's the biggest part of the game. Coming in, this was obviously a must-win for the Guardians.
Yes.
Bottom line. And we both talked about how do they win? Like, what's going on? How can they beat the Yankees? And I said they got to play guard ball. I do like the term guard ball.
Okay.
I really do. And all that really means is, applying some pressure. And then when you get those runners in scoring position, getting them in any way possible. We saw a little bit of that today. But they also, obviously, at the end, were able to play a little bit of smash ball, if you will. I got a few things to talk about. Let's see here. Boyd, I thought looked pretty good. Gives up the knock to Trevino, but then picks him off. So I'm on my notes. I gave him what is he doing, baby? Like, and that's for the whole Yankees team.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing on the base pass, guys? Like, I know Trevino hasn't played a lot, and he gets the knock. He's so happy. Nice piece of hitting, line drive to right field, but then he just gets just not even close.
You want me to be real about a couple things I'm close to? You just hyped up.
Tell me.
You just hyped up California. The Yankees have a Californian manager, our friend Aaron Boone, and the manager before him was Joe Girardi, who they let go because the players openly said he was too hard on us. Aaron Boone is a player's manager, and he lets them do their thing. And guess what? They're the Yankees.
It doesn't mean you can
studs.
just all of a sudden be a shitty base running team.
Trev, they don't practice it because they're like, we're pros.
Well, no team practices base running.
The Guardians in spring training practice base running.
Is the last time
I promise you.
It's just thinking about it a little bit. I put it more on the first base coach. Like, what are we doing? Like, that's your job. Remind people, hey, don't get picked off. Like, seriously, say stuff like that. I don't know what's going on. Apparently, the Yankees are the worst base running team in all of baseball, and boy, oh boy, we've been seeing it lately. That inning was interesting. So I'm like, well, will Soto get to hit? And because, you got to add on. Instead of it being whatever it was, first and third with one out, all of a sudden it's run on third base, 2 outs. Glaber lines out to left field. It's over. Rocchio, bottom of the third, base hit off Birdie's glove. I was like, is guard ball coming? Is Stephen Kwan going to bunt or do something? No. He hits a fly ball to center field. And then Manzardo, 3-1 sinker, just a real nice swing there, 108 off the bat. So not really guard ball, but more smash ball. And then it kind of stays that way. Cade Smith comes in, does a really nice job. There it is. Cade Smith comes in the top of the 6th to face Soto. I thought Vogt did a really good job with the bullpen. He gets Soto, he gets Judge, he gets Stanton in a row. No big deal. Then we get a little bit more. We do get guard ball in the bottom of the 6th, which I'm happy about because Thomas walks and then he steals a base. And then Jimenez drives him in. That's guard ball. Yeah. That's just baseball is actually what that's called, but they're calling it guard ball right now. Love that for him. So they go up 3-1 right there. What else do we got? And then it's the top of the 8th, really.
Yeah, so let me before we
I mean, basically
up,
that okay, yeah. Cuz that's the first part of the game, and then the game kind of started after that.
Someone who deserves a shout-out is Matthew Boyd. Matthew Boyd pitched 5 clean innings. He made Aaron Judge, his first at-bat, was one of the worst at-bats Yankee fans have seen him take. That's not hyperbole.
Yep.
He had a couple innings where he cruised, and these Yankees were not good against lefty starting pitchers this year. And Matthew Boyd also had like a fine regular season, and he's been good in the postseason. So Matthew Boyd kept them at
I
bay.
believe he's retired the last 10 Yankees he faced. I think that's the
He got
stat.
grooving. I know at some point I heard the number 13 thrown out. I think the Guards bullpen was in at that point, but yeah, they got going, and it just deserves to be said. Trevino, who does have a hit in this one, he's playing for Austin Wells, who's in a funk right now. But
Yes.
maybe you wouldn't know this. Maybe you look at Jose Trevino and you see the platinum glove, which he earned. He was, a pitch framing god, and he was also controlling the base running game really well before some of the new stolen base rules. It's pretty easy to steal on Jose Trevino. Austin Wells has a stronger arm. He's controlled the run game better, so that was part of the risk they run, and that allowed a little more guard ball while he was in the game today. So I do think that tees up part two of the game, Trev.
We did see 2 stolen bases off him. You're right. Ramirez, I thought he threw out. I thought he was out. Even after the replay, he ends up
it was
being
close.
called safe. It was close. It was interesting.
He gets called out. You probably don't overturn it.
Yeah. So I just was like, okay, I wanted some guard ball. Got a little bit of guard ball. They played some good defense in the first inning. Lane Thomas taking that hit away from Soto was huge. So I was like, okay, like this is how they have to play in order to win. And then Judge, we get Gaddis in. Wells pinch hits. He gets a K. Torres ground ball to second base. Soto walks and votes like, we saw Gaddis versus Judge already. Let's bring in Clase. And first couple pitches were just absolutely disgusting. And I was watching with my UT, and I'm like, hey, guys, that's 99. It's cutting.
Right.
It's on the black. It's disgusting. And like, this is this is the best reliever in baseball. And this is the best hitter in baseball. Like, what about Shohei? I'm like, no, this is the best hitter in baseball right here. And he makes the fucking adjustment because that pitch that he hits for a homer is disgusting. Look at this thing. What are you supposed to do with that?
Me and Judge would just drive
18-degree launch angle.
Just drive that 370 to right. That's what we would do.
110 off the bat, 18-degree launch angle. My favorite launch angle, Jake. I think we all should establish our favorite launch angle. Mine's 27 degrees.
Okay.
It's a little bit of it's just the truest that you can have. 18 is ridiculous. So, the kids are going nuts. Oh my God, the Yankees just tied it up. And then we're just kind of like watching the Stanton at bat, not even really thinking about anything. 1-2 slider, back to back, 4-3. Yanks are up, and we're like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
We're talking about Emmanuel Clase, who I believe, how many homers did he get up on the year? Like 2?
Yeah, if
he's got 3 in the postseason now. It's
the regular season.
Yanks are going nuts. I saw your guys' reaction after the fact. This was all just incredible, and it felt like, hey man, the Guardians season is over. That's what it felt like. And then, do you want it, or do you want me to keep going?
Yeah. Let me add some commentary. If you want to go be mad at Yankee fans and then drink Yankee tears, go check out our pregame show, because we were feeling pretty good. And then we felt the highest of highs and then the lowest of lows. So the first thing, if Jimmy was here, he would tell you that Emmanuel Clase has blown 5 of his last 9 saves against the Yankees.
Yes. Not like that, though.
Not like that. But, Aaron Judge, who's had some tough at-bats, he is a massive human. He's listed 6'7", 280. People will tell you bigger on both fronts. And he has really good opposite field power that in the live stream, I was like, hey, man, let that cutter run to the fat part and hope something kicks in. And it did on that swing. And then Giancarlo put a battle on, which that's not Giancarlo's signature always. Like, Giancarlo gives a couple away in the regular season. I don't think he'd admit that now. But postseason G has been a thing for them to do that. And then the other thing missing on the Yankee side, at this point, where I'll send it back to you, is They score in the ninth on another base running mistake. Trev, when we do all JM and we're like, look at these numbers in F4B war, and I don't know, but look at his hitting stats. Jimenez is a guy that we need to boost his offensive numbers by 100 points across the board, because the play he made on that and the play he made later in the game in the hole, no other second baseman in the league makes. No disrespect to Marcus Semien, no disrespect to whoever you watch. That guy it looks like he's doing a dance class while playing baseball. It's special. Anthony Volpe gets caught in a rundown because of the earlier play, and he runs into Ramirez. The ball gets away. The Yankees end up scoring on that. So, dude, you talk about vibes. It doesn't get worse than that. Your invincible reliever just gave up in a series you're down 2-0, just gave up home runs to the two most representative Yankees that there have been. And then you give up the insurance run this way. So I will give it back to you.
Yeah, the insurance run I thought was massive. Massive. Ramirez reaches on the air and okay, now we are one swing away. And then all of a sudden Naylor double play. And that's just Yankee fans breathe a sigh of relief a little bit right there. But you also it's Weaver. He's been untouchable. He's been disgusting. I mean, he comes in. Didn't he come in the? Yeah, he came in the bottom of the eighth and Cade Fry. No big deal. Just mowing people down. Gets the double play ball. All of a sudden, he gets to Lane Thomas, and on the broadcast, John Smoltz is like, "You just got to let him hit one here, 3-2. Doesn't matter if he pumps you. He let him hit it.
Yeah, sure.
He almost hit it out.
Yeah.
And then Noel comes up 1-0. I don't know if he's sitting on that changeup. It was a little elevated, but there's something about off-speed pitches when you click them. They go far, and they feel good. And that thing went far, and I'm sure it felt really good. And that was – I let out an audible gasp and a scream. I'm sure you guys – I don't know. I don't know what you did. I didn't see that one. But just this swing right here is – ugh.
I'll be thankful to Big Christmas that there was never much doubt on our end. We didn't have to do the outfielder lean.
No.
That was he got all of that.
Someone needs the bat swing speed. What about the recoil speed? Because that was electric right
it's up there.
5-5 game, and it's okay, hold on one second. Is this Cleveland at home thing real? Are we seeing this in real time?
Right. Best
they
home
were
team,
dead.
Best
Jake,
road
they
team.
were dead.
Yeah.
They were dead. And then you mentioned top 10. An incredible glove side play by Jimenez that Beeb showed a little bit. Naylor with a great play on it as well.
Yes.
But that is that kind of chopper that ball spinning and it's going to take off. And watch this thing take off on him. It's that second hop. Boom. Here, this one. It goes, man. But the angle's perfect. He's able to, spin and get enough on that ball. Then Naylor works the bag. We've seen some really good stuff from Alonso doing it. Now Naylor doing it. That's not an easy thing to do as a first baseman. And obviously that's huge. Volpe ends up carrying, and then Clay Holmes comes in. We saw a little bit of guard ball in the bottom of the 10th. Bo Naylor base hit, Rocchio sack bunt, which was actually a really nice play by Wells because that was a really good bunt. Just pressure. Not that meant anything because, he was going to score from first on this homer anyway, but Fry gets the 1-2 sinker, man.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. Clay Holmes is not supposed to give up homers, and that one was just elevated. And that's basically all you can say is he elevated it, and Fry did not freaking miss it. And he's like a postseason hero in Cleveland now. Just massive homer after massive homer. Do you think he was possibly afraid to throw a slider at all because of the guy on third base? That's a little guard ball coming back right there? 1-2 sinker. I mean, I know that's his pitch, but
it's his money pitch. And again, if you you're not going to do this. You live a busy, happy life. On the live stream, I said in that at bat, Clay gets one slider sweeper because it's an effective pitch when you're sitting on his sinker because his sinker's nasty. It's a turbo ball sinker that if he throws that one slider right, you don't have a chance. It's beautiful. But if you throw it twice or if you throw it poorly, it is not a good pitch. And to get beat on your second pitch, that's when people really ask the question. So the sinker I don't have a qualm about, but it can't be up there. That's not where it's supposed to be. So I mean, tough for Clay, who had been, for as critical as we'd been through the regular season. Postseason Clay has been nothing but great. And I mean, it's credit to Fry and the Guardians and John Kensey and the baseball gods, man. Because even if big Christmas, if he gets a little more under that ball and it lands in Verdugo's glove, we're poo-pooing on the guards, and there's some rude AL Central stuff and all of that. Instead, the 2-1 Guardians, they're back.
With a chance to tie it up at home. My gosh, dude. I honestly didn't give him a chance. I didn't. We did a show this morning. Me and Katie Wu were talking, like, do you feel like there's any chance for the Guardians? We just said, no, it just doesn't feel like it. And I said, look, they're at home and maybe that's it for them, but did not see it happening like this. And that is called momentum, people. I mean, you are feeling pretty good. And obviously the Yankees can stomp that out easily tomorrow. So if you're a Yankee fan, you're still up 2-1 and you still feel pretty good about where you're at. It's Heel versus Gavin Williams tomorrow. The fact that Judge is now hit a homer in back-to-back games has to feel really good. The at-bats weren't great earlier in the game, but he seems to be doing just fine. Like I mentioned, he's the best hitter on the planet. He'll be okay. And Stanton's still going. So you feel good as a Yankees fan, but you could have just put the lights out tonight.
Yeah, I want momentum, tee this up a little more, and then get to this Dodgers-Mets game. And it's brought to you by Rhone, R-H-O-N-E, Rhone. Men's closets needed a radical reinvention, and Rhone stepped up to the challenge with their commuter collection, the most comfortable, breathable, and truly versatile set of products known to man four-way stretch, just like this show. Breathable, flexible, everywhere from your commute to the 19th hole. 100% machine washable, 100%. Looking good is that easy. The commuter collection can get you through any workday straight into whatever comes next. Head to Rhone.com/baseball. Use promo code baseball. Save 20% off your entire order. That's 20% off your entire order when you head to Rhone, RHONE.com/baseball. Use code baseball. It's time to find your corner office comfort. Click the link in the description. Couple other things that I think need to be teed up for tomorrow, which should be electric. Both bullpens have been exposed and used and hit. So kind of nobody is safe at this point. Luis Heel, the young stud for the Yanks who was setting the world on fire, slowed down a little bit, was working his way back into Rookie of the Year conversation. He has yet to pitch in this postseason, and he hasn't pitched in about 3 weeks. He's going up against Gavin Williams. Gavin Williams lit up the scene last year. We were like, look at this moose. Comes downhill at you. Didn't have as much success this year. He hasn't pitched in closer to 4 weeks.
September 22nd, last time for Gavin Williams.
So
that's almost,
we've got two young pitchers on the bump, coming off of probably the most emotional game they've ever played in, with worn-out bullpens. This next game is going to be the definition of no lead is safe. Who can be a hero and give a heroic performance? Can Ben Lively come in and give them 3 out of the pen? Marcus Stroman hasn't been seen in this series. Can one of the young guns get it done? And who in the bullpen can hold up? That we're teed up for a unique, fun baseball game tomorrow of you got to find something.
I mean, like just watching the season and common baseball knowledge and statistics and analysis would tell you that the Guardians cannot keep up with the Yankees offensively, but they can because it is baseball and it is a weird sport and things happen in these short series, not these short series, these series.
Right.
So I mean, look, I was not juiced. I mean, I was happy for the Yankees, but
Mm.
we want good series. Baseball
Right.
fans want good series. And I think we're gonna get one now. I don't know. I could be wrong. Like I said, the Yankees could come out and just steamroll them tomorrow, and then we're back to kind of square one. But I'm very happy that Cleveland fans got this. I don't know what Chris Rose is doing right. He's in London,
Oh, you know what he's doing.
just watching. He's just like listening to the radio calls.
Michelle
over.
came on the trip. Yeah,
Get off me, Chris.
momentum. I saw some awful Twitterverse conversations about momentum, and the old baseball saying your momentum's only as good as your next day's starter. And if you're not into momentum, which is a thing, I realize it can't stop quickly. How about hope? 3-0 to 2-1. Like that's everything.
But also, the
Everything.
way they beat the Tigers in the DS, like this is a team now
Right.
that's like, okay, like once you get put in these situations and you come out like fresh and clean, like and on the winning side, it tells you something about yourself and your team. And then when you start to believe that, all of a sudden the confidence comes, and it's a real thing, man. It's a real thing. Vibes are real. I think they're vibrations.
Okay. I mean, those are
Yeah, I don't know.
1,000% real.
Yeah, like music is so weird. It's just a bunch of tiny vibrations that we just interpret with our ears. It's crazy.
God. How'd that new stuff you got work? You get a good night's rest?
Oh, last night I did. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Then I had to wake up real early. Me and Katie just chopping it up.
Chop it.
Katie's the best. Yeah.
Baseball today. She is. So are you. Don't sell yourself short. Dan Rourke. Some good content.
That was Robbie
there.
Sirocco today.
Oh,
Let's move on
even
to the
better.
second game. Dodgers, Mets. Pop, you got a burn for this?
Sure do. Game 4, where the Dodgers could take a commanding 3-1 lead with former Met Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the bump, while New York would hope to have a flawless victory if Quintana wins. Top 1, Ohtani's souvenirs. Lead-off homer, but Marky Mark won't let down his funky bunch. Matches the solo homer. It's tied at ones. Tommy Ed Man. RBI double. He is relentless. Kike infield single, obviously. 3-1 Dodgers. Nimmo finds an RBI fielder's choice, but the story of the Mets was men left on bases, while the story for LA, his name is Mookie Betts. Can he play baseball? 2 RBI double, 2 RBI homer, 4-hit game. Dodgers get ugly on them late. Your final in Flushing, 10-2 Dodgers.
I was thinking I might write the burn for this one since I know you were watching the Yankee game, and I was gonna say, Shohei, can you see?
Ooh,
It's pretty good.
you get so American, especially this time of year.
I do. I'm watching Derek Jeter freeze his,
Every 4
his
years.
bald head off right now.
But yeah, you wouldn't have gloves on. Okay. Sure.
They look really cold. I'm saying right now, look at me. I don't even have a sweatshirt on. Feel good about that. This one, I mean, look, we said this yesterday and people are like, get mad at this. I said this hasn't been a great series. I didn't mean for the Dodgers. Clearly it's been a great series for the Dodgers. I'm just saying there's been no competitive games.
Right.
And this is another one where the Dodgers just end up running away with it. There's some crazy numbers, 16 for 48 with runners in scoring position in this series. Shohei with the tone setter. And although Vientos tone sets it right back at him, the Dodgers are just kind of relentless, man. And I think you start with Yamamoto. His final line is 4 1/3. He gives up the 2 runs. He did strike out 8 people. So he gives up the solo home run to Vientos, and then in the bottom of the third, it looks like he gets out of the inning with a double play ball. His base is loaded for Nimmo. But Nimmo ends up beating it, so that's the second run for him. I thought it was interesting. I felt like he was using the pitch clock like to his advantage, which I thought like pitchers would really do when this thing first got brought in. I thought they would use it to their advantage, and I felt like he really was. There's a lot of pauses there, waiting till like I think 3 or 2 on the clock and then going. And I felt like sometimes he sped up on it. I thought that was like a really good thing. Don't know if that was intentional. Don't know if he always does that. I haven't noticed it before in his starts, but I noticed it this time. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, like this was Max Muncy got on base 12 times in a row. Mookie Betts was 4 for 6 with how many RBIs? Like it was just an absolute onslaught by the Dodgers, and the Mets just had no answer for it, man. They didn't.
Freddie Freeman, who had my vote for best all-around hitter in the game the past 2 years or so, he doesn't play in this game. They don't.
Kevin Luck's out.
It's a testament to how deep the Dodgers are with the high-end talent. Mookie Betts on the national stage, back at it. And Shohei, I mean, you know, the Dodgers have had a few scoreless streaks going. Our guy Quintana has had a few of those going. So Shohei to just be like, that's done. Credit to Mark for answering back. But, yeah, I don't know. Mets fans, they're in it right now. And, like, we hate to break it down to only the runners in scoring position. But, God, the Mets could really use a couple of those. You know, even the inning before it goes to 7-2, they load the bases again, no outs, and they can't come through. When that's happening, you just start questioning everything, because these are short playoff series where you're saying, well, should Winker have started? And, you know, should McNeil get a look? And it's just you start digging for anything in the chamber because you're down to one loss left. Where the Dodgers, I mean, late, it just felt like they were taking BP. Edman, Kike. Muncy literally just doesn't, like, no need for him to get out anymore, he's decided.
Ties Reggie Jackson,
Sure,
whose nickname is Mr. October.
Right.
For most consecutive plate appearances reaching base, which is, I don't know, man, like he's one of the more fun stories in Dodger history. Like him and Justin Turner kind of embodied like that turnaround for the Dodgers as well. Like I know it's been 11 years in the making, but both those guys were just cast away from. Turner was with the Orioles and the Mets, and he comes to the Dodgers, becomes a freaking legend there. Max Muncy gets tossed away from the A's, dude. I think it was the A's. Comes over there, finds a home. Back in the day, I think I told that story. Me and Steven Vogt and Max Muncy having lunch at a bar in Arizona, and Max Muncy being like, I don't know, man. The Dodgers gave me a chance. I feel really good about myself. And then here we are now. He's an absolute stud. It's been a lopsided affair, dude. It really has. I said this wasn't David versus Goliath, which I still don't like using that reference because, well, David wins.
Right.
So when everyone's like, David, this is more just like, this one feels like big bro, little bro a little bit.
It's entered there, and part of
I don't mean that with any disrespect to the Mets. I've talked about how awesome it has been to watch them come back since the end of May and all these things, and how great Lindor has been, and Vientos has established himself, and we talk so highly about Pete. Like they have a very good squad, but this series has just been, it's been all Dodgers, man.
Yeah, and when you get a chance, if you're a baseball person, which you are, you're listening to Talking Baseball. Justin Turner's player page, haven't clicked on that in a while. His age 29 season is basically when he starts being Justin Turner. Muncy 27, which I feel like you see a couple of those at this point. Although his age 27 season, after not playing in 2017, he went nuts. I was daydreaming the other day of like who is going to be the next. Like those two have been kind of the examples of late bloomers for a little bit. Like I'm ready for next gen late bloomers.
Wow, now you got me thinking about who it is.
Like
There's
those.
got to be other guys that have been doing it.
There's other guys we could find, but there should be the next guy.
I mean, these
soon,
guys,
right?
Turner did it for like
Yeah.
over a decade, and now Muncie's on year 8 or so. So, I don't know. Sound off in the comments. Who are the late bloomies? Trev, first, final read of the episode. Mountain Dew, people.
Yep.
Go treat yourself. Get off your ass with the bold flavors and refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. It'll have you feeling like you're on an actual mountain. A mountain where the weather is always perfect. Your friends are ready to hang, and a day of epic proportions await. Whatever you're into. Tossing the frisbee. You know about video games. Wiffle ball, maybe blitz ball in the warehouse. I drink my Mountain Dew when I'm fishing. The mountain is calling. You should answer. Grab your friends, grab an ice cold Mountain Dew wherever refreshing beverages are sold, and do the Dew. Link in the description. Yeah, I mean, a little big bro, little bro. I think with Shohei and Mookie tonight, God, like we talk about Andy Pajes and Chris Taylor slide in at the bottom of this lineup while Freddie is out and Gavin Lux is out, who are both great players to their own degree. It's Will Smith, it's Muncy, it's Ed. Like, this team is so strong, and their bullpen is nails again. Their bullpen, 4.2 scoreless tonight. That Dodger fans want more respect for their pitching, and they should have it. Yeah, man, they're not playing scared at any moment right now. It is smooth and relaxed while you feel like the Mets, you feel the whole stadium gasping when they have those runners on. Like, we just need something to break through, and it's 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position tonight.
Can I just give you a damning stat? That's why I wasn't paying
Sure.
attention to you that much, because
That's
I
fine.
was deep diving into the statistics of the last 4 games.
Yeah.
The Dodgers have 7 walks in the first game, 8 walks in the second game, 7 walks in the third game, and 9 walks tonight. You can't do that.
Yeah.
If you're the Mets, you can't do that. You can't put these guys on and give free passes the way this offense is humming, and it showed, man. I don't even like Beavs, if you want to get like what they've been outscored, can we find that? I don't have that up right now. I guess it's been a lot to a little, man. A lot of crooked numbers for the Dodgers, which I think is, I always talk about that being a momentum killer. Like, crooked numbers are just tough to overcome, dude. And the Mets have been that comeback team, but not when it's a relentless onslaught of 2s and 3s on the board.
Is it 30-9? I was just doing quick math, but that's
Something
not my strength.
along those lines.
This Dodgers team looks hot. I said last night the pitching has swayed me, seeing Bueller and now Yamamoto. I think he looked really good. That they have swayed me now. I feel like they have 3 guys that they can roll out there and be confident in. And that's not I didn't have that going into the postseason. And now they do. And it's I mean, shoosh. Shoosh?
Is that a shoosh?
That's a sheesh and a shoot all rolled into one.
The ploof shoosh?
30.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They look real good. And the Mets they're gasping for air.
And speaking of that, with the next game tomorrow, they've just announced David Peterson will get the start in Game 5. We'll see if he's long for that game or if he's attacking the Dodgers lefties early on. Senga is available in relief. Trev, it's one of your favorite things. Everyone will be. Spikes will be on everyone in the Mets because it's win or go home.
Jack Flaherty, my friend, to send his hometown Dodgers to the freaking World Series, man.
Jack Flaherty, his hometown Dodgers in New York, coming off a strong start. It's a lot of momentum. Let's see what these Mets have. Their backs have been against a wall.
They have
multiple times. Hey, we talked about it with the guard dogs. They are alive. If the Mets can win one, bring it back to LA, have a couple clutch hits, be the zombie Mets. Like, play with house money. If you send it back to LA, the pressure starts to go back on them.
Sure.
Sure. But man, where these Dodgers are at with their bullpen, if Jack,
I think has Tommy Edman like been the difference maker, or is that just me being stupid?
Interesting question.
I feel like he's like getting on base. He's just doing the little things right. Like he just kind of is like he's keeping the cog rolling, dude. I don't know.
He sometimes it's easiest to break baseball down to just the stupid old stuff. I think sometimes we get away. Tommy Edman tonight was their cleanup hitting shortstop.
Yes.
He got
when they announced this lineup, I was like, what is going on?
He got 2 hits and 3 RBI, and he was like a trade deadline, like, yeah, the Dodgers had Tommy Edman. They'll use his versatility. And here he is. Dude, their 4 and 5 hitter tonight were Tommy Edman and Kike Hernandez.
Put some respect on Kike's postseason name. He's like Giancarlo Stanton, dude.
Haven't seen the 3 of us in the same room, have you? Me, Tommy, and Kike?
I wouldn't want to. That'd be...
Yeah.
Who? Wait, what's 3?
Me, Tommy, and Kike.
Tommy would run away. If you and Kike were in a room with him together, he would find a way to get out of that room. And Stanton walks in.
There'd be some curious
I don't know
hands.
what happens. I also leave, and
would be a lot of curiosity. I don't know. I watched Tommy Edman do a. Oh no, as I'm thinking of a different interview. Tommy might run out.
Tommy's out, dude.
Kike, show me that cup check again. You got anything else from this, Big Poppy?
I'm trying. No, I don't. Yeah. I would love to see the Mets come back and make this a series. I would. I just want good baseball, people. That's all. And this has been great baseball. The Dodgers have played great baseball. It's not what I'm talking about when I'm saying this hasn't been a good series. I'm just saying the games have not been competitive.
Yeah.
And they still haven't been. There's been 4 pretty much, runaways.
Yeah.
That's okay. Like sometimes that's going to happen. Right now the Dodgers are hot, man. But I would love to see the Mets kind of get this. I love my boy Jay Flair, so I don't want to put that on him.
Right.
So he sees this. Jack, I'm rooting for you, bro. But you don't want to be on his bad side.
No. And if you're the Mets, spikes on. And they're starting pitching, which like, wait, they've got 4 starters going right now. Like the Dodgers have knocked them down except Manaea. So that's power is power. I think we once
does
said.
Manaea have the spikes on tomorrow?
He has to, right?
When did he pitch?
You got to win a game.
Monday?
It was game 2, which would have been
Monday.
I don't even know. What day is it?
It's Thursday.
It just passed midnight over here, so it's Friday.
Just freaking throw Manaea tomorrow.
It's all on the table. It's right
3 days rest? Yeah, he's got his spikes on.
Spikes are on.
Oh my gosh. Whose number are they going to put on their cheeks? I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah, that's a little college baseball.
They said that Severino had Manaea's numbers on his cheeks flying commercial home. That's interesting.
Hey, just a reminder, if you guys keep up with our stuff and you're in our world, like we can't thank you enough. We do so much stuff between our warehouse and we do silly content, JJTV, all of that. If you know Joe's McFly, the artist known as Joe's McFly, Luis Severino, he's seen the peaks of baseball. He's been one of the best arms in the game. He's still done really well. He's probably about to get a new bag and like secure his family for a long time. Joe's McFly is a friend of his. They send voice notes to each other. And so, yeah, when you tell me Luis Severino is wearing face paint on a flight home, I'm not. There's 0 part of me shocked. Because sometimes the boys are boys,
Boys are boys.
Political.
And men are men.
Trev, thank you. We're going to be live streaming on Talkin' Yanks again. Kid Marrow is joining us. Whoops.
Nice.
Sorry.
You guys used to call me in. That's just out now.
We're just out. The Yanks is overwhelming. We're just lost in the sauce, man.
Yeah, like when I see you react to stuff with the Yankees, I'm like, that's a different person. I don't know that guy. You and Jimmy.
Big Jim.
Joe's, I'm used to it, but when I
Right.
watch you two, Jen and Jake,
Yeah.
I'm like, eesh.
Yeah.
Watch a stream.